All
Where's
right.
your family from?
All right. And we are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let me just say podcast. I am your host, Ray. With me as always, Father.
Here,
And we're welcoming back from a highly long hiatus. One of my favorite people and Father's favorite people in the world. We have the lovely Crystal. Welcome back.
Glad to be back. Hola.
Oh man. How you been? How y'all been?
surviving. So much against me, trying to survive.
Y'all. Good. Blessed. Watching the show.
I also hope all the children are well, Crystal.
Oh, they are. Got stories about that too.
What does it say? Hopefully other people will come. You know me, I send the best signal out. If they come, they come. They don't, they don't. But we're gonna have a good show anyway because Crystal was here. All right, on to our first topic. Obviously we're in November now, and supposedly SNAP benefits are supposed to be gone. But if I know Father told me yesterday, not for everybody, but for majority of people, and we done talked about that last week about the SNAP benefits. But I wanted to, but Krista, if you want to talk about that, we can. But I also want to talk about what I've been seeing with these SNAP benefits even before it's happening, and it's like black men making fun of black women that was on welfare and on them SNAP benefits, making fun of them, and I'm not gonna lie. It was like I did not like seeing that. So I come to the panel. Is like, what is your opinion of some of these black men making fun of these black women that's not getting their SNAP benefits?
Literal loser bootlicking behavior. Because who the fuck are you to shame any black person for being on any type of assistance, knowing the history of this motherfucking country? You know what I'm saying? It's very tone deaf, and it just goes to show you that a lot of them niggas, not only do they not know their history, but they're ultimately liabilities to their own people. Because if you was doing your job as a man, they probably wouldn't have need to been on welfare in the first place. So that's really a knock on your part. If you was actually a man that cared about your motherfucking community, we would be building institutions just like the Black Panther Party did, just like the Move community in Philly did, just like there's another one, the Rainbow Coalition that was headed by Fred Hampton. There was also a movement by Kwame Ture, aka Stokely Carmichael, to get resources directly to the people. And when you do that, you have a communal type of relationship with the people, and it reduces their dependency to those government services that you're making fun of black women for. Black men were doing this back then, but now you get your funky ass on motherfucking social media because you can turn your phone on with minerals that you did not use to build it and shit on women that are going to be carrying your children. It doesn't make any motherfucking sense. For what? For fucking a point in the gender war knock? Like, bro, it's loser shit. It's literally loser babble to be having that type of sentiment towards women just simply because they are on assistance. That's being weaponized currently right now by the administration in order to force people into compliance. Who the fuck did you think they got the fucking blueprint from, nigga? I'll land there.
Crystal's on you.
Um. o- Okay. So the way y'all can hear me fine, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I can.
Okay. There's so many fuckeries that I've seen online. Now, I agree with some of the things. We should never want to put out a hit list on the stores we're going to rob if you don't have your SNAP benefits. I get that. But for the guys that literally went online and was saying, "Thank God, now a woman selling a body is going to go up to $40, and she's going to need to make payments and all this stuff." Like we're going to run to a man that barely could have provide for us with the SNAP benefits. Without it, I've seen some shit. With or without, we've seen type of men that come on and are happy that the SNAP benefits are gone. But I'm low key happy that this took place because Black people have seen time and time again, especially the women. Why are you depending on the system for anything? They put us in positions to be made fun of, to have the gender wars, because of course, as you know, as long as we are separated, Black men and Black women, we are not going to flourish the way that we could have back in Black Wall Street days and things of that nature. I'll give a good example, and of course, I'm always bringing up Africa as a symbolism of hope and examples of what could be. There is a place in West Africa. I'm probably going to say the name wrong. Forgive me, but it's called Burkina Faso.
No, you got it
Burkina
right.
Faso. Okay. That country has been reaching out to many nearby countries around it for help. It was basically not thriving. They barely had food at times, and it was a lot going wrong mineral wise, and people just coming in and robbing it. Okay. They got tired of asking and they looked within their country and started flourishing. That country today stands as a high popular attraction site, and the rich minerals and stuff that they were able to obtain for the country, the job that they have. Even to get there, you have to pay $1,300 before it was really cheap. They was trying to get any tourist attraction that they can. That country today is thriving. I'm saying this to say when the SNAP benefits are completely gone, then we will never have anything like this happen again. And you know what? It's not even going to harm the Black woman. It's going to harm the people that are benefiting it and statistically are the highest users, and that's the Caucasian side. I do not have anything against Caucasian people. It's just that they have made the Black woman's face as the benefit that, like the I don't know, the person that represents SNAP benefits. I don't know how that happened, but I think it happened when, you know, the the ignorant Black men started to go against the Black women that's actually entertaining this fuckery. I keep my mouth shut. I'll click a thumbs up if I like to, like what I hear or not. But yes, what they're doing is wrong on many accounts. But even speaking on it, if I was to speak on the SNAP benefits, of course they're going to say, "Oh, she must be on SNAP benefits." I'm not. But if I was, so what the fuck? If they're cutting off something that I've paid taxes for and that I need benefits for it later, it's there for a fucking reason. But at the end of the day, it just needs to be erased altogether, so that we can have a better solution to not depend on the system, because this is what the system does. It makes it seem like America is a great place when it comes to giving people a chance to live and eat and things of that nature, and then they'll turn around and say, "You know what? We're going to shut down for a couple of days. I don't know what you're going to do. You should have prepared properly. You're an adult, right?" So it's a game, and you have to know how to play it very well. And then the women that are on SNAP benefits, I mean, didn't they just arrested a woman and gave her 10 years for using her SNAP benefits for selling baked goods and making some money?
Yeah, for a bake sale. Yeah.
Right, a bake
Because she
sale.
overspent.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's good. How many people benefit from getting out from that SNAP benefit situation? How many people benefit from getting out of it? Not much. Because even on an income without the SNAP benefit, you're still suffering. But if somebody is now taking their mind, and they would give a person that can hack the Pentagon a job before they give this woman a chance to say, "Okay, well, you did use SNAP benefits, but it was to benefit you and to grow and things of that nature." They'll look at her as a criminal, but someone who can get access to log on to the Pentagon, they would say, "Oh, he's talented, and if you don't work for us, we will give you the 10 years." So now these people are forced to work for the government. It's shit like that that tells me this is all a game. So that's just how I feel about it. I mean, what they're doing online is really fucked up, but sometimes chaos does need to happen. People need to see the true faces of what we're dealing with and the men that's coming on and insulting women that are on SNAP benefits and so on, and utilizing the ratchet woman that is using it from generation to generation to come and not getting a job as a face to blatantly, sorry, discriminate against all, lets me know what we're dealing with. We're dealing with someone who's raised by an ignorant woman. And if it was up to me, I would have raised them from the face planet of this earth, because that's the only type of man that would be raised by that, to have boldness to come out their mouth the way they do. That's all I got to say.
I look at this for one. I don't like I said. I don't like it because it makes a lot of us look childish as black men. It's just like, and it furthers this gender war that I think needs to stop, especially in this time where I've been saying vehemently we really need each other the most. So the way I was looking at it, I was always looking at it as, well, instead of making fun of them, we can, and since some of these black women have a fear of black men, this could be the perfect opportunity for us black men to be like, hey, black women, we got y'all. If y'all need any help, and I know in this economy, inflation and everything, but like we can still have something where like we can help out the kids because the kids are suffering. It's not just the mothers, it's the kids. It's the people that are disabled. It's the people that really like can't get jobs because of whatever condition they got. They suffer as well. Like not everybody's just some ratchet girl that just want to cheat off the government. Some people actually fucking need it. So we can't forget about those people. So with that being said, I feel like as black men, this should be a perfect opportunity for us to say, "Hey, man, let's do a food drive, or let's do something so we can help out the kids. We can help out the the elderly, or we can help out some of these women that really needs it, just so they can." Because let's be real. It's just like this is a perfect time where we can really need each other. And then with that, we can put ourselves as black men in positive light. So maybe a lot of those people that was just like not liking black men, they could go, you know what? These black men really stepped up and really looked out for us. Now probably see them in a different light. Now, will it work for everybody? Of course not. But the ones that it do work for, I feel like they say, hey, our black man showed up. So that's the reason why I am against these men. Now, look, there's some people who's just like they're just not really digging black women for some reason, and maybe they're just bitter. Maybe they got red pill rage. I don't know, but I also feel like there's just times where it's just like, okay, let's show them that we could be the black men that y'all could depend on, just like we depend on you, black women. We want y'all to depend on us instead of like the government. And that's where I'm. That's what I got to say about that. Anybody else got something to say?
Yeah, you did
Um,
mention that this. Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
You did mention that this was a great opportunity for for the men to come together in their own community and have like a food drive. Every time an opportunity arises for the men or women to come together, I feel like media makes it evident that they're going to start something to distract a chance to bring the black man and the black woman together. And what's ironic is that SNAP benefits, like I said, is not the face of black women, but actually white men and white women. They're the ones that use it the most. So this whole situation is ironic to me as fuck, but it is what it is. This was an opportunity that was sadly missed for black men in their own community to go out and have a food drive for whatever color woman is on the SNAP benefits. It's not even a color thing at this point. This was a missed opportunity, and it's quite fucking sad.
You have anything to say, Father?
There was a recent report by the Perfect Union page that said that 49.7 children in America are considered low income. 49.7%. And that's just children. And 40% of Americans are now considered poor because of the rapid what's it called, consolidation of wealth by hedge funds and billionaires and all these other things. It's getting really 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 scary out here. And I mean, there is some good news because there are judges that are pushing back on Trump's decision to not uh continue to pay SNAP benefits for a whole bunch of people. So there's that. And I guess the biggest thing for me is stigma, right? Because in America, for some reason, we love to stigmatize the poor. We love to make it seem like the poor people are the problem in society because, Crystal said earlier, there's this stigma like these people are not working hard enough and things like that. And it really is an unfair stigma to place on people that just suffer from lack of opportunity instead of like nobody wakes up wanting to be fully dependent on anybody. You feeling what I'm saying? And the people that are, well, you also have to consider how they probably might have been brought up too. What environment were they brought up to have that dependency in the first place? Because for a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? If you give me a job and I'm able to work that job and I'm able to be paid a reasonable wage for that job, I can watch over myself, right? But there are some people that do need assistance. There are some people that do need, you know what I'm saying, like a like a blueprint, like an example, so that they too can see themselves in a position where they don't have to depend on people. I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing to be quote unquote dependent on the government or like to utilize its many services. But I think the main issue is that we as like a country are trying to make it seem like the only way to get ahead in today's world is just rugged individualism. And we don't come from a culture of that. Black people especially don't come from a culture like that. They were just announcing that Jamaica is like the most hospitable country because because there's a culture of helping your neighbor there. It's the same way in Ghana too. In Ghana, we don't like we have a saying in Ghana, like they don't cook food just for the family. They cook food for the village. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if your neighbor's kids is hungry or whatever, they can come and grab a quick meal so long as there has been a healthy relationship established. But we come from cultures like that. So, when they perpetuate that type of nonsense, it just pisses me off because this is the main reason why this country is in shambles, because we have this uppity kind of like mentality where we don't want to help anybody because everybody's just supposed to figure that shit out on their own. And I'm a land there.
Okay. Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
Stop stigmatizing the poor, especially if you black.
Definitely what he said.
Okay. And speaking of not reading the room, did any of y'all seen the Mariah Carey commercial?
Oh, Lord. Yeah, I have. It was interesting, huh? I felt like I was living in Hunger Games watching that shit.
I take it you haven't the Sephora commercial, Fada?
Nah, I missed it.
Hold on. Hopefully I won't get hopefully I won't get what's the word? Ding for this, but
CC.
yeah. But we don't show I'm gonna show it to you anyway. Just for context.
Yeah, hold on.
Halloween sleigh.
Yeah, I can see my
All right,
screen, right?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Halloween sleigh. But now it's Spill the tea. Who's the thief?
Busted! Bad news, Mariah Carey. The elves are striking this year. Elf revenge for putting us through holiday hell. Santa's helper quit. I'm pawning all this so I can afford elf therapy.
That's my blush, elf boy.
Your lipstick? I'm taking it. Christmas, it's canceled. No bells, no cheer, no glam. Bye, sweetie.
You can't cancel Christmas.
Any last words?
Yeah.
It's
Can we not?
Tone deaf. That is the word of the day, ladies and gentlemen. This shit is tone. So, Father, now that you have seen that, God, I hate that fucking song with a passion. Now that you've seen that, how do you feel about it?
Before I start, can I ask why you would say tone deaf?
Because in the time we coming in right now, especially with the economy and inflation, the way the whole we just had to talk about SNAP benefits. A lot of the government shut down. Most people are especially people in the military. You're working and not getting paid. And you come up with this commercial, which was very, very tone deaf. It's just like, you think people really want to have Christmas on their minds? Like, that's what I meant by tone deaf.
Oh, okay. Okay. So thank you for answering that, because you just gave me what I want to say. I agree with you that it is tone deaf. And in order to add on to what you said, Christmas is a time that has been kind of corrupted. You know what I'm saying? Because usually, when it comes to Christmas, people talk about family and, and presents and things like that. But really what it is, it's just another way for companies to really, really, really advertise their shit to the consumer, especially since, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, like usually these, because you got to think about it like this. Most people during the holiday season travel, right? So, they go to these places with their families and stuff like that. And this is how they encourage people to spend money. You know what I'm saying? Go buy your son a gift. You know what I'm saying? Go buy that special person this. Go buy that special person that. And we'll even give you a discount so that you can really, really spend money. And what this shows is a cult of the self, right? Chris Hedges, who is a really, really, really awesome person that like explains a lot of this. It's a cult of the self where we see ourselves as like, these we see ourselves as like these cultural kind of like recipients of the state's delusions, the state's expectations, and a whole bunch of this shit. And it's kind of like imagine somebody going to the grocery store for the very first time in America and seeing a shit ton of food. You know what I'm saying? What do you even pick? You feel what I'm saying? Like what food are you gonna pick if you have a huge area of food to choose from? So we get into our heads that because we have access to these grocery stores, we are in the position to benefit from them, and it thus in turns make us more wealthy than we think we are. This is why a lot of poor people will call other people poor, because in relation to, you know what I'm saying, in relation to my circumstance versus yours, if I have more money than you, then I'm gonna talk shit. If you have more money than me, then you can talk shit as well. But we're both, at the end of the day, living paycheck to paycheck. So it doesn't really matter. But because of the cult of the self, because of this consumer body, because of this mentality that if we spend money, that we are wealthy, it turns on us, especially in times like this. And I feel like Mariah Carey's, you know what I'm saying, commercial really emphasizes this, because the narrative is that, look at the elf. The elf represented, the disgruntled worker. We've been working hard. We've barely been getting paid. And now all of a sudden I'm just supposed to sit here and be happy because Christmas is here. And then Mariah Carey's like, yeah, All I want for Christmas is you. So yeah, it is very tone deaf. But you want to know what? America thrives on being tone deaf. So yeah, I'll land there.
Crystal, was on you.
All right. So are you turning me like I did something wrong?
You did something wrong.
Anyway, I believe that so the thing is that everyone who has an issue with what's going on with the SNAP benefits, what's going on with the way that the economy is just treating the black dollar all around. It was supposed to be like a thing where they were going to go in, steal things, or cancel Christmas. So it's making fun of, like I said, each time someone of color comes together and say, hey, we're going to boycott this, we're going to boycott that, or we're not going to pay for anything, or other people's like, okay, we're going to just go in and steal shit. They like to put things in media to make fun of it. So when you have an elf, which is the representation of the blue collar worker, right, stealing something, and Mariah Carey is now coming in and saying, oh, you can't cancel Christmas. That is literally a slap to the face when it comes to the movement that was recently commenced as to what we're going to do, or the people that's what they're going to do on TikTok and everywhere else. So to pick that up and put it in a commercial, you could say it's innocent if that wasn't the case, but it's bluntly the case. So that's why I say it's like Hunger Games, because each time, who's the main character? Is it, gosh, I can't believe I forgot her name.
Mariah
the one
Carey.
with the, no, in Hunger Games, it's the main character.
Oh, Katniss.
Thank you so much. How can I forget the name? Anyway, Katniss, each time that the villain, with the guy with the gray hair, each time he came on and speak, he was speaking indirectly to Katniss. And he was utilizing people that she looked up to show you, hey, they changed on you. You know? That song with Mariah Carey is known as the Christmas theme, the Christmas song, or whatever the case is. But a lot of people look up to Mariah Carey that just happens to be part of the freedom movement, so to speak. So to utilize her, like they would do in Hunger Games, and they are using now the elf as a representation of the people that want to come together and have change happen. The elf didn't do it for no reason. He said, what? We work hard. It's time that we get paid. And it's kind of like they're making fun of the blue collar workers because what they're doing is not right. And when I say what they're doing, they're meaning how they're raising the prices unnecessarily. How people would pay, the men would pay cheaper price for deodorant versus the women. Things like that is what I mean. So, yeah, they were directly taking a stab at a movement that's coming about. I'm not too sure what the movement is representing, but I know it has everything to do with the SNAP benefits they're shutting off, the ICE agents walking around New York City because they thought they were smart to walk around New York City. That's another story. That's not you. But it's shit like that. It's like a rebellion against hypocrisy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was a slap to the face, and they did a great job for people who don't look too much into things. They'll just go right over the head. But the people that's in the movement, or if you've been on TikTok and come across that particular page where they're talking about the movement and what it entails, you would look at that commercial and immediately get upset.
This reminds me.
And that's all I'm gonna say on that.
This reminds me of when they was trying to boycott Gucci, but there was a lot of people that was still like riding Gucci, or like I remember when Soldier Boy, when they was asking him, I was like, "Would you wear Gucci again?" He was like, "Yeah, they cut me a big check." So it always proves the point that like celebrities can be bought, and this is the shit Malcolm X was talking about. Is that even in a time of adversity, there's always a celebrity that's going to cop out for a paycheck. Now, I understand entertainers will be entertainers, and sometimes you're there to sell a product, but also it's just like you as a celebrity, you do have to understand your influence. Now, for some reason, even with Mariah Carey, she's global, so it's not just a black thing. So it's more or less of a global thing. And that song's been around since she done made it, which I fucking hate that song with a passion. But anybody that's probably worked at Walmart or anywhere probably hate it as much as I do. So, but even then, it's just like I was paying attention because that was like my second time seeing it. The first thing I heard the elf say is, "Oh, come on now." So he was like, "It's like, are we really doing this? Are we really doing this?" And then when he turned into snowman, it's like, "Wow, so I'm a snowman." Like, wow, so it's like a proverbial is like, "Oh, so fuck me, right? All right, so fuck me, okay, all right." Yeah. That's how I'm looking at it. So it's just like that's another reason why I think it's tone deaf. It was just like, especially with this year that kind of went through, and how everybody kind of like look at this year as like a very very bad year. So yeah, um, I think I said as much as I could. Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
Yeah. First of all, I loved what Crystal said. She opened my third eye with that shit, especially that Hunger Games reference. Nah, that shit was fire.
Hey,
Yeah, like
following
y'all
this
pretty
Chris,
much nailed it on the head. Like it's just so yeah, it's just so annoying because now it's like they're talking to us like we're children. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, oh, quit your whining. You know what I'm saying? Like Christmas is here. You're gonna get a whole bunch of presents. You're gonna be okay. And it's like, no, nigga, we're not. You know what I'm saying? So, like, bruh, I think what is really about to happen, especially with a commercial like this, is you're going to see a lot of people starting to really rage against the machine. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that band, but you're gonna start seeing a lot of people developing class consciousness. So shout out to that.
I also wanted to point out, but this is me just looking too deep into things. Um, so I pulled it up. They are literally trying to boycott the holidays. 1 week ago, there is one that says Black Americans just said no to Christmas. And what is it? Hold on one second. And white America is furious. So, so the white snowman is kind of fucked up. I just wanted, I just wanted to point that out. Um, it's ironic that they made the elf a snowman. Um, yeah, that's all I gotta say.
I was just about to ask y'all about the are y'all going to join the boycott boycotting the holidays. I was just going to ask you.
I mean, I
Uh,
ain't got no choice. So unless I
I
get employed again, I ain't got a choice.
yeah, I'm gonna do something for the kids, but I know that I'm not gonna go as hard as I did last year. And where I'm gonna shop is going to be places that I know is gonna benefit the Black community in some way, shape, or form. So Walmart is definitely off the list. Target is off the list.
I feel sorry for the Black Friday. I think if they like, we'll see it in Black Friday. I don't know if Thanksgiving is going to take a hit like that because people do like their family, and it, even though that's a quote unquote holiday where they can make money. I don't know. I think people still going to do the family thing, and like you don't have to have a big ass Thanksgiving feast for that. You could just like be with the family you got and just chill and love each other. Black Friday, that might be where you might see a hit. But if they're gonna do it, I hope they're like fully committed because I'm not gonna lie. I already put out the little meme of the old church lady that's looking and before you go to I got the beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes.
That's my favorite fucking gif of all
I
time.
love that. And I put the, and like since I really love Thanksgiving and I do it for the family, like fuck the pagan holidays and all the raping and pillaging of the Indians and all that other shit. I understand that. I was like I at least celebrate it with the family because like the good part was is just being thankful for what you have, and I've always been thankful for my family. So, but I know I don't need a holiday for that. So, like I said, I'm willing to boycott, but I also like I got beans, greens, potatoes. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
But
I'm
you
the same
know,
way. Like, we just,
mhm.
black people, we just do it to be around each other and eat and fucking smoke weed.
yeah,
Shit.
yeah. I be saying that about the 4th of July. It was like, black person, you really want to celebrate? Enjoy your day off and go barbecue with your
Literally.
kids.
Go barbecue, nigga.
Mhm.
Uh, I said I can celebrate Juneteenth and the 4th of July. Just go barbecue with your kids. Enjoy your day off. All right. On to our next topic. Um, y'all been hearing about people like Saweetie and Ruby Rose, and they've been getting exposed for like being porta potty.
Bye.
Say it again.
By escorting, right?
Yeah, by
By
escorting.
escorting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, we heard.
Yeah. So there was a there's a video that kind of similar to that, and the fact that David been outed at that is kind of funny because it's just like that's how they preserve their lifestyle. So I'm gonna show you this video, and then I'm also want your thoughts on it if it plays. Hopefully,
You're withholding the box until you get the ring. You're exchanging.
This may be TMI.
Let's
oh,
see.
goddamn TikTok. Anyway, the whole video. I'm gonna just explain the whole video because sometimes I do that. This is the next topic, by the way, but the whole video was displaying that girl at the beginning. She was explaining like everybody's holding the box for something. Everybody's selling their coochie for something. It's just that them celebrities was younger, but everybody was selling coochie, and like for a price or something. That was the whole state of the video. I just explained that. So I come to the panel. Does she have a point or not?
She has a point.
Now,
We see
mind
it.
you, now mind you, this the same girl that had she told the story of how she had a train ran on her when she was 14. But so that might just. But go ahead, Father.
I mean, she does have a point. I mean, we literally see it. It's the same thing with influencers, right? Most influencers, are broke.
Oh yeah. Most of them are broke. They're like, oh, is that it?
I'm sorry, I'm playing Overwatch. But I mean, nah, we literally see this. Like most fucking influencers, are broke. The athletes that join the NBA and the NFL and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? After a while, they blow off the money. Ray, you remember what T-Pain said about when he had his money?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he came from tough times and shit. So when he was making all that money, he blew it all. Not because he was dumb, but because when you have that type of money after not having that type of money, you're not really taught discipline.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're not really taught to diversify your income. You're not really taught investments or like none of that. So, you have a whole bunch of people that get money very quickly and then it's gone. And then they get money very quickly and then it's gone. And it goes back to the consumer culture that I talked about, the cult of the self, right? Who better embodies the cult of the self than fucking celebrities? You know what I'm saying? Nicki Minaj, I'm looking straight at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, I remember, Ray, you was talking about Beyonce had a whole church. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like Beyonce had a whole fucking church
Yep. Church
devoted to her. And like that's my point. It's just like so what Saweetie and them are doing, it doesn't really surprise me because they have to maintain their lifestyle somehow, right? Look at the what the fuck was her name? The one that converted to Islam and then she had a free trial to Islam and then converted back. I fucking forgot her name.
Reiner?
Brittany Renner.
Forgot her name.
Brittany Renner. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you. Yeah, like these people, bruh. It's getting spooky out here. The dollar ain't stretching like it used to, so motherfuckers gotta, they gotta stretch it as much as they can. And it's so funny because most of the people that are even talking about this shit is no longer just regular people, it's celebrities. Look at what DDG said. He's like, bro, I have to work for the rest of my life between all my mortgages and all of my equipment and all of my crew and shit like that. And I have a child now, and like I have to work for the rest of my life. My cars, like he always has to be making money. You know what I'm saying? And not just any type of money. He has to be making beaucoup money. And scale that with all the other celebrities that got to make money. Musicians ain't even making music anymore. A lot of them are just dignified brand ambassadors. You know what I'm saying? So if you making music, your money is mostly going to come from brand endorsements rather than actual music sales because that hasn't been profitable for a while now. A lot of measures that are being used to make money is being taken over by AI. We're seeing AI music artists. We're seeing AI production companies. We're seeing a lot change in a rapid amount of time. And in the course of women, unfortunately, they always have that to fall back on simply because there's always going to be a market of men that don't get pussy, that have a lot of money, or that are able to hire their services so that they don't feel as much of a loser. If you remember, if you are a loser and then you make a lot of money, you're just a loser with a lot of money. And I feel like that's really what's going on. Money does not unlame a nigga, and that's what you're seeing with the whole Saweetie situation. The money ain't gonna unlame you. You're gonna fall back to you're gonna fall back to something as soon as that money dry up. And to quote one of my favorite quotes of all time, ooh wee, look at what the money make a bitch do. Indeed.
Crystals, are you?
So I'm gonna be a little fucking harsh. Alrighty. I'm gonna say this, and I've lived by what my mother told me. It doesn't matter what you do, you better be fucking amazing at it. Okay? These women that are going to Dubai and having their I want to say persona as if they are not artists, as if they are a celebrity, they have to upkeep. They have to have control and discipline over their own money, but they're not good at what they do. That's why they have to run to places like Dubai, which is literally what a girl on Instagram is doing, and she's not a celebrity. You get what I'm saying? Why are you on the same wavelength as somebody who's not a celebrity versus a person who's a celebrity? The same old shit, literally. so, so I don't think they're good at what they do. If you're a dumb broad, I could see why you would do it because you do not know how to save money. I've met women in the history of being raised by, and this is no shade to American women. I've just been raised by Caribbean women, and they could be working as a CNA, a nurse aide, which is supposedly below a CNA, and they could save up 1 million or two, or even more than that because they have discipline and the know-how to save money. They could be a celebrity overnight with the amount of money that they be saving up and sending to their island to when they go back, they live like a queen. All I'm saying is that these women don't know how to move like queens. They don't know how to save. So they already sold their soul and they have to be good at selling their soul. And that's all they're good at. They're not good at saving because they got to keep making trips to Dubai. Just keeping a motherfucking real. They do not move like a queen. Because if you did, you wouldn't even be nowhere in another country. That's traitorship. Okay. The third thing, how did that even get leaked? Somebody actually had boundaries, and that's why it got probably leaked. So at the end of the day, they just have to be good at what they do, which they're not. Therefore, that's why we have a situation where we're hearing this, and it's so sad because, again, it ain't a race thing, but I could always find the fuckery in it. It's funny how we're talking about the rap girls, but what about the yacht girls? Nobody's talking about how they rise to fame. I guess the dirty draws of women of color, when they are definitely a celebrity, is always out for display. But when it comes to a different race, it's always hush hush and hidden. And you have to go to these secret parties to even find out half of the information of how these women get all these millions upon millions of dollars. Like the Playboy bunnies, like the Kardashians of the motherfucking world. You get what I'm saying? So I just find it interesting that it's that way. That's all I got to say about that.
It's funny you mentioned that.
Woo!
I know.
Woo! I had to Ric Flair real quick. Woo! Damn! I miss fucking Crystal. This is what I came here for. Thank God.
A smile has not left my face this whole time. I just want you to know. Oh man, but it's also funny that you mentioned that because there was this one chick on Baddies and she was like they gave her 25K and she was like she done spent it already. And I'm like, wait, you got paid 25K, so that's 25 comma 000, and you done spent that already? Cause she was like, yeah, they gotta do the upkeep, you gotta buy designers and all that other stuff. I was like,
Mm-mm-mm.
most people don't even make 25K, and you done spent this shit. And then it's just like, and then like, this is why y'all go back on these shows or you do these things and degrade yourself. I had the problem with strippers too, especially like when they was talking about during their heydays when stripping was really prevalent, they was coming around with like at least $5,000-6,000 on a good day or some shit like that. And it's just like now you're broken and you're still living in an apartment. I was just like, where the fuck do y'all money be going? And then you come to
Oh,
find out they buy these designer purses and real expensive as lavish shit that they try to make it look like they living in life. Come to find out they
mm-hmm.
still in the projects and have these broke. I was like, yo, y'all don't know how to save your money, preserve your money. This is like some broke bitch mentality. And I hate saying it, but it's just like you wouldn't. What y'all thought this shit was going to be forever? It's just like everybody has a run. It's like
Yeah.
if anybody would tell you, everybody got to run. So during that run, you might as well just save as much as you can. But I hear this story all the time that especially like some of the girls that go to Dubai to get porta potty and all that other stuff, and then some of them go back, and it's just like, why do you go back for that? It's just like because they spent all the money. It's like, what the fuck are you spending your money on? It's like it's say what you want. It's like it's I understand even with inflation, it's just like spending 25K is like in a quick amount is ridiculous. It's but also like Father said, some of these people never had the money, so they just want to splurge it. So it's just it to me it also baffles me because some of these women are now what some of these young girls inspired to because like some of these girls they're 18 soon as they turn 18 they're getting OnlyFans soon as they turn 18 they're trying to rap and then they're doing what is popular not really like what they want to rap about like even Sukiyana she got a whole song it's catchy as hell but it's just like I would never play this song in front of my nieces I'm selling cooch I'm selling cooch it's like that's
I
the
like the
hook.
way you
It's just
said that.
it's a hook. It's catchy as
No, I've never heard that song.
It's catchy.
I'm selling cooch.
I'm selling, and then she does it in a stupid ass British accent. I'm selling cooch. I'm selling cooch.
Oh my god.
I said this song
Oh
is
my god.
I said this song is catchy and awful at the same time. But I also was like, I have nieces. I can't play this song in front of nieces. What the fuck I look like playing this song in front of my nieces? You talking like, what is cooch?
No, you don't. Oh no, you don't.
It was like I don't want to have. I don't want to have
Not
to.
today, Satan.
Yeah, not today. Saying I don't want to have to explain my 10-year-old. She's 10. Your niece, what cooch is?
I'm selling cooch.
I'm selling cooch. Where do I get this? She's like, Uncle Raymond, where do you get cooch from? It's one of those.
God.
Yeah, I know a lot of people. Side note, I know a lot of people got on Snoop because he didn't want to explain LGBT shit to fucking kids. But you have to understand, if you have kids or if you have nieces and nephews, there's some shit you just don't want to talk about. And like me, I think me and Father was saying this. It's just like because there's a lot of people that just tell them that it's just two people that love each other. I said that's not the fucking question. That's the answer. They know they fucking love each other. That's prevalent, but that's not what it is. It's like why is how did they
I
make a
also
baby?
hate it.
You also hate it.
I also hate that.
I've never.
I hate that.
I've never.
I was like, that's not. It's just like that's not what the fuck the kid asked. Or, how did two people? Well, two people love each other. That's not what the fuck she asked.
Look, I keep telling y'all, I was raised by some wise ass women. Even my grandmother, and I'm gonna put this on record, even my grandmother was looking at me like, you're a go-go dancer? Because I was that in Vegas for like up to 3 years. And that's why I could speak from experience. These girls are literally selling their soul. The money is great, right? I had on all my clothes at the time. So the money is great. You get addicted to that shit. And then you realize when you start becoming spiritual and you're doing all this go-go dancing and stuff like that, you're still having it so men lust after you. It's not like they're admiring you dancing with the rave stuff and they're looking at you like, oh, I want her. Because that's their hormones or whatever. But you're still wrapped up in that on a spiritual sense, right? You gotta pay for that, believe it or not. So when you start getting spiritual, you start seeing different things in people's faces. You start looking in the crowds when you're dancing and doing your thing. And you got to ask yourself, did I just see a fucking demon? You start going a little fucking crazy when you're spiritual. But if you like selling, yeah, you start going a little bit crazy, especially in Sin City. Because I was in Vegas at the time and I was trying to tell my grandma, you raised me, I want to do more for you. So you get kind of caught up in, I want to make the most money that I can. But you start getting these different characters and you're like, that don't seem human type shit. And then you just ignore it. All right. But I was getting to a spiritual part in my life, right? That I said, oh, okay, the money's good. I was bringing 3,000 a night, sometimes 4,000, but it wasn't worth my spiritual self. It was draining me. When I came home, I was drained. So why does a 12-hour shift don't drain me as much as go-go dancing? You would think that it's the dancing. Sometimes I even think that gaining weight after kids was a blessing because I'm less likely to do fuck girl shit, so to speak. And that was in my early 20s, okay? So in a way, you can be heavily protected, but my grandmother said this. She said, I don't know why you're doing go-go dancing. It's not like you don't have to, you can get a regular job. She said, I would only do go-go dancing if I could absolutely not pay for formula. That's when I would do what I need to do. But you're not even in a situation that you have to do what you have to do. You're just doing this to save face. And I looked at this woman like, how dare you? I'm a woman now. How dare you talk to me like this? But she was telling the fucking truth. What was I doing go-go dancing for? At first it was fun, but then when you get addicted to the money, you got to literally save face. Boots are more expensive. Clothes is more expensive. The people you're hanging out with, They got money. You got to keep up with them. You get dragged into something that God did not want you to be dragged into. Now it's no longer about doing this for your family. It's about keeping up with the Kardashians. And that's what gets a lot of girls that's young in fucking trouble. And I wish a lot of them had my grandmother. She always said, well, if you're going to do this kind of foolishness, do it well and don't plan to have kids. And that's all I got to say on that. But that was a lesson learned.
Have you seen the video to Frank Ocean's pyramids?
No, but it sounds interesting.
Okay. It's funny because the song Pyramid is about, a girl working at the strip club, and you just described what happened in the club, but I think you was talking about the men. They're just like their face turned into demons or something like that.
Yes.
Okay, this is basically okay. Can you see my screen? I got it on mute, so
Yes.
you won't hear the song. But watch. Even then, it was just like most of their faces, they turn into demons and shit. I was like, oh shoot, that reminded me of the pyramids video. And
If you ever, I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
If you guys ever go to Sin City and a girl's looking at you, but she has the thousand distance stare, like she's
1,000 yard
staring way
stare.
past you. Yeah, the 1,000 yard stare. Stay the fuck away. And I saw a lot of people like that. If you stare at a person like that, that's staring off, and you're like, oh, they're admiring me, just glance away and glance at them again. You're gonna see some shit. I was starting to think that I needed therapy or some shit. Like it was bad. It was bad. And when I tell people this, they don't get it until they live a day in my shoes. Coming with me, I said, yeah, let's go to Cherry's night. Let's go. Play to get, let's go. And when they come with me and I'm like, okay, this is what you do to figure it out. Because I had to figure it out the hard way. And then they just want to talk to you all night. They keep bothering you. Hey, you want drink? They won't leave you the fuck alone. Because you don't belong there. So yeah, it's a sport for them when they get a spirit that doesn't belong in those kind of spaces. It's fun for them. So just be careful.
It's funny you say that because there's been times I walked into a strip club and some of the strippers go, "Your vibe is different from other people's vibes that come in here."
Yeah, because I'm not lustful.
They and it's funny because I say, what do you mean by that? It is just, I don't know. It's just like, you just different from the other niggas that's in here. I was like, cool.
So what's translating? What's translating? Because I've had go-go dancers that told men this, and I always looked at them side to eyes. Basically, they're saying that you're too protected. I can't do what I want.
Oh shoot! Oh man! I'm a quick story because there was this another time when I walked in and there's this woman and she claims she does nursing on the side, but I don't know. I hope I never see her in nursing. But she had dark skinned woman, and I love being some dark skinned woman, but this woman had every type of surgery you would thought of: the BBLs, the breast implants, the lips injections, and like she literally had like the face of the
Jigsaw?
Jigsaw. Yeah, she really had the face of Jigsaw, and she was trying to
That's
get,
fucked up.
and I was like really thrown off by her. So it was just like I was trying to do as much as I could to like get her away from me. And like she was like, she literally said this to me. She was like, $40 and we go in the back and I suck your dick. I said, I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah, she's trying to get your energy.
Yeah.
Because
And
that's how they feed.
but
Mm-hmm.
the weird part was the more I kept saying no and the more like I kept rejecting it, she got angrier and angrier.
Yeah.
And to the fact that she was trying to embarrass me in the club. She was like, this nigga don't want his dick sucked. I was like, is it all
I
that
don't.
Oh my gosh. Why would you say that out loud? She could get arrested for that shit.
She
Because
could
that's
get
what
arrested.
you're supposed to do.
I don't know. But it didn't work. 'Cause I was like, I'm good, thank you. And then it was funny because there was other strippers there. They was looking at it, and I guess they felt the same thing. I feel it was like she doing too much. Because then she was talking about, I'm gonna get niggas to jump you and all that other stuff. I was just like, all right, cool, thank you, have a good day. And it was. I haven't seen her. I haven't seen her since. But that was like, damn. This. It's like
Yeah.
I never thought I'd be in a day where it's like, oh, I see a woman trip out of you saying no to them. But
Hmm.
if it's
Oh
anything like
yeah.
you said, then I was protected.
Oh yeah. I've seen them in many different colors. Some come in succubus form. Others come into like, okay, for instance, and this could happen with any type of woman, but if she has a particular spirit to her, if she was to go down on you, all right, I'm sorry to use you as an example. Her face would look relaxed when she comes up. Now, that is an activity that you're using your jaws. Your face is supposed to be a little more tighter than before. If it's too relaxed, it means that you just fed a succubus. Okay? Um, as crazy as this may sound, I've seen it plenty of times. The go-go dancers, at least that I saw, they would do certain things and they would just look relaxed. And the guy, he looked drained. And now he has a story to tell his boys, but he looks more confused than relaxed. What is pleasure of that type of activity supposed to do for the man?
He got his soul
Relax
sucked out
him.
of him.
Why do you look confused and uptight? And she looks relaxed. Something's wrong.
She gave that man the same shoe. Your soul is mine. But I understand fully what you're saying. Any any last words before we move on to our next topic?
Man, let me tell you something about this spiritual life. It ain't easy. There's a reason why God gave you 2 eyes and gave some of us 3. That's all I'm gonna say.
Bars. Protect yourself and protect these children out here because
Amen.
like I hate to be that guy, but if I may quote that woman from the Simpsons, can someone please think of the children? Okay. On to our next topic, and this one, Father sent me. Let me share a screen because I had to make sure I had that set up so we can just jump right into it. All right.
Right? Now he knows how to be a man. Stay out of.
How are you?
Did you tell me or not that women like to see
I'm
dick?
the guy asking you a fucking question.
Exactly. Exactly. Get out of the way now. No. Now he knows how to be a man, right? Now he knows how to be a man. Stay out of the women's locker room. We don't want it. He needs to have his gym membership revoked for that shit. And the woman told you. He assaulted me. The girl told already. We already filed reports. No.
That's fine. I want the video.
You can't get rid of me for this. I'm a woman and I have every right to not want a man in the restroom when I'm naked. There are girls naked in there. Look at them walking in there like it's okay. It's not okay.
I understand.
I'm not causing.
How are you?
Did you tell me or not that women like to see?
Today, he saw me walk into the woman's room, followed me in, and called me a bitch. I ran out into the locker room crying and screaming, "This is why we can't be quiet because people need to know what's happening. Thank you to the men who helped me today." Father, this is what it. I'm gonna start with you since you said me. Thoughts. The floor is yours.
Oh man, I'm only talking about this because there was and Crystal, you were there too for that episode. We literally talked about the danger of allowing the whole trans movement to rock the way that it rocks. When you are deliberately trying to motherfucking, redefine what a woman is so that people like that can then take the term women and, call themselves a trans woman or a woman in transition and shit like that. Now, obviously, the dude did not have any corrective surgery or anything, didn't even make an attempt to even look any type of feminine aesthetically. So when the woman popped off, she felt like she was in danger. This wasn't transphobia. This woman literally feared for her life. You feeling what I'm saying? Which is why she's popping off the way that she did. And you want to know what? It's so interesting how a dark-skinned black woman is pretty much still, you know what I'm saying? Like she had her experience reduced because she was also escorted out of the gym by the authorities, by the staff. So I thought it was just very interesting why she was escorted out when she was bringing attention to the fact that, hey, there's a dude in the fucking women's bathroom, you know? And it's just so funny to me because whenever we try to tell people, hey, like nobody wants y'all to die, or like nobody wants y'all to be harmed for being trans or nothing like that. But you do have to be careful because there are people that will take this and they will run with it. You feeling what I'm saying? There are people that will take this and then say, I identify as a woman. You know, not saying that this is the norm or anything like that. It is a possibility that this will happen in regards to the type of stuff that you're trying to make people accept. And another thing too, I just want people to understand that there's always going to be people that are just not going to be with it. The very idea that somebody can change their gender to be fluid or whatever, a lot of people are going to be able to understand it, but it's a lot of people are not going to accept it. You know what I'm saying? They're just not. Just like there's some people in society, they don't like black people. They don't like Chinese people for whatever motherfucking reason. And yet we still let them rock in society. As a matter of fact, a lot of racists have pretty high positions in society anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying that to say that what you're trying to advocate for needs to have a buffer zone to which we can take situations like this and not say, well, it's the trans community's fault, because obviously it's not. But in situations like this, we need those type of people to call that shit the fuck out so that people understand this is not what it is, you know?
Crystal, is on you.
All right, so I love dictionary words. I love it. First off, before I go into my rant, the video was very disturbing. Very disturbing.
There's another part too that he sent me. So I don't know if you want to watch that or not, but there was another part he sent me to it.
Is it him getting his ass beat?
No, he's actually in the bathroom. So
oh, okay. Oh, couldn't do that in the Bronx. Anyway,
go ahead.
So, gender fluid. So the word fluid is a noun. Okay, since we're so good at pronouns now, so that's a noun. And it means a substance that has no fixed shape and yields easily to what? The external pressure. So let's pretend that the external pressure is society. And on a biological level, you are a male, okay? And you are supposed to yield to what it is when it comes to the bathroom. So let's start there. If we are about, because here's the thing, if you're a gender fluid person, why do you need to be identified? It has no shape, it has no substance. So we should make a bathroom just for you guys to fight it out. Okay? But anyway, it would sound like I'm homophobic, transphobic, whatever the fuck it is. But let me say this. If I now identify as a person with a psychotic problem and I go to the doctor and I get diagnosed, to come across a situation like this and I accidentally stab the person because, I identify. No, I'm not identified. I was diagnosed. with a psychotic problem, guess who gets off of court? I do. So let's be very careful about going into the bathroom and making comments on, oh, she wanted to see a dick. Yeah, okay. And you just wanted to see a knife. I'm sorry. I'm just keeping it very fucking real. I'm keeping it fucking real.
I identify as a machete.
Exactly, that part. I've never in my life have come across a movement that's being hijacked by these jokers, okay? Because the LGBT community has nothing to do with this fuckery that's happening. It's a branch off of psychotic, sick people who like little children, who likes to identify by this and identify by that to work the laws in a way that is how rich people work taxes. Okay? They get all the benefits of not having to pay it. So he gets all the benefits of not having to pay for the consequences because we have put in society fake dictionary terms that I am so fucking tired of hearing. So I would suggest for any woman that their stupid ass state is saying that the boys and the girls bathroom now have to be combined to go and get a diagnosis code that gives you the right, because we're all fucking around with the laws to benefit us, right? Go and get diagnosed with a psychotic mental issue so that when you do what the fuck you do, they can say on the news, well, she was mentally ill. Because that's what they do all the time when the courts want to benefit a certain race. But oop, I'm not supposed to say that, right? So I'll stick to the topic. I'm tired of this shit. I'm done pretending that or offending anybody. I don't give a fuck who's offended. This shit needs to stop. It needs to stop because someone's going to get hurt doing this shit. And the fact that they did escort the lady out of the gym, there should be a system that she can go back and go against with discrimination. And it's not even a race thing. Say it's a discrimination off of her biological gender. So that's a different court case that needs to come up. Okay? It needs to be fought back by law because the law loves to have all these loopholes for fuckery like this. And if you men ever saw me on the news because of this fuckery, it's two sides to every fucking story. Remember this conversation. I hope they play it in court. And that's all I got to say about that shit.
It wouldn't matter because I'm yelling free Crystal anyway. She ain't do that.
She's innocent.
No, it's really ridiculous because you want me to respect your terms and pronouns that you made up on your own. And you can't even respect the fact that I do not want to see Pee Wee Herman. Your little Pee Wee Herman, I don't want to see it. It won't be there by the time we're done. I would have locked the fucking door and do what the fuck I need to do. Just keeping it real. If any woman comes across this shit again, don't call the cops. Get a couple of the women, lock the door, and do what the fuck you need to do. That's all I gotta say. But I don't see that happening in other states with this pronoun shit. I see it happening in states like New York City, states that's not afraid to take on people like ICE. So good luck if you're good. If you like looking at Pee Wee Hermans, keep it going. Do your thing. You're doing a fabuloso job.
I think y'all done said all that needs to be said. Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
No.
Okay. All right. Where's that? This another one that Father done posted. New Mexico is now officially the first state to offer free child care to all residents. Under the program, all families, regardless of income, can get their child care fees covered. Proponents say the program will help the economy, improve education, and boost child welfare. Thoughts? because I'm for it. Obviously, I'm for this. Obviously, so I. You know what's? I'm gonna just say this: even if I feel like if this happens, I feel like they still going to try to find a way to say something against it that they're not going to do this for like all 50 states. But shout outs to New Mexico for doing this. But Father is on you. What you think?
I just want to add a little bit more context. So remember, um, it says officially the first state. Out of all the states in America, New Mexico. Now, a little bit of fact check, shall we? So, in terms of all the states, where is New Mexico in terms of GDP?
Near the
Let's see.
border.
So, New Mexico nominal GDP was approximately $140 billion, which is not a lot in regards to the nation. As a matter of fact, it is ranked 48th. Out of all 50 states, its GDP, they're ranked number 48 out of all of the you know what I'm saying? Out of all of the states. So technically, New Mexico is one of the poorest states in America. And they're the first state to do this. You feeling what I'm saying?
It's basically
Like,
what we got to lose.
it's not even that, Ray. You want to know what it really is? What this means is that we can never, as the richest country in the world, we can never say that we know how to manage money because we don't. In 2025, this is the first state to offer free childcare for all parents. You feel what I'm saying? So, for a little bit more context, it'll extend access to families regardless of income, saving families an average of $12,000 per child each year. This historic investment strengthens family stability, supports the workforce, and positions New Mexico as a national model for building a sustainable, high quality, and early learning system. So this is very, 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 very good. And the reason why this is very good is because it's universal, which means that the people that are directly benefiting from this are going to be able to do more within the economy. They're not going to feel as handcuffed. They're not going to feel as stressed out. Obviously, it doesn't solve every single problem, but what I do know is that it's going to have a huge dent, and not only the improvement of that state, which we're going to revisit in a year because I'm going to be following New Mexico closely because of this development. But what it really dents is this narrative of, again, rugged individualism. This idea that we have to do everything by ourselves because we're adults and we're grown and shit like that. It's bullshit. It's motherfucking bullshit. We literally come from places where villages were raised children, not parents. Villages, entire motherfucking villages. Your neighbors, your cousins, your aunties, the dude selling fish at the corner. All of them people is raising the children all at once. You understand what I'm saying? So there are cultural values instilled within us that will never go away, just simply due to the fact that we always have access to those people no matter what, right? Like, if a child is homeless, there's 30 homes he can go to because you are part of a village. You understand what I'm saying? And we need to bring that type of mentality here. And this is a very good first step, because now children are going to be the main beneficiaries of this, right? In the sense that their parents are going to be less stressed out because childcare is taken care of by the state. Not only that, you pay taxes to ensure that your government can function. You feel what I'm saying? What better way to spend that money than to ensure that every single parent has childcare? You feel what I'm saying? And this is something that Americans have been screaming about for so many years. Why the fuck is it so expensive to take care of a child here? You know what I'm saying? Why is it so expensive that somebody who has to go to work 40 to 50 to 60 hours a week, and I need somebody obviously to watch my child because the cost of living has gone up to the point where both people in the household have to work? You feel what I'm saying? Why isn't there an incentive put in place to at least protect my children while I'm out there making the money in order to raise them? You know what I'm saying? So this is a reversal. This is a radical movement. It is a reversal. And you want to know what? Trump's America caused this. Trump's America caused this. Now, if we look back at the election, right? If we do 2025 election map, let's see. Where are the results? No, not 2025, 2024. There we go. New Mexico voted Trump. No, they voted Kamala. My bad. They voted Kamala. I'm looking at the map. So yeah, they voted Kamala in 2024. So it's just very, very, very interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? It is very, very interesting to me that, you know, a state that voted for Kamala Harris is the first state to implement this strategy. It's very interesting to me. So, but I'm a land there. I think this is a very good thing, and I think everybody needs to take a good look at New Mexico because this could be the start of something very motherfucking powerful.
Crystal's on you.
Hey, so you know my ass is paranoid as fuck. Anything free in this country, it's a catch-22. I love the fact that New Mexico is the one to start the trend of kind of like what the marijuana did. Like, who was the first state to
Colorado.
legalize? Colorado. Okay, so and then other states started opening up and having their marijuana factories and so on and so forth. But I guess I'll just put out my fear and then move forward with what I'm about to say. All I see, unfortunately, is that New Mexico is made up of 49% Mexicans. Okay. What does that have to do with anything? All right. Well, the southern border to Mexico is also there. Okay. Is this being done because when ICE goes to collect people that's not here legally, do the children get left behind with other family members, and that's why they're giving free daycare? I'm kind of curious. It's always a catch-22 why a state is doing something. But that's just my fear. Could not be happening, but I just find it very strange that they happen to be the first state to do this. But moving on, I hope it catches fire with other states to do this and having proper hours. Because I know when I used to take my kids to daycare, they would say it's something is free, or I would have a voucher for something because I was struggling at the time. And the daycare centers that they would have me go to, that I could only go to, guess what? Would close at fucking 5. Okay. Or it would be so far from my actual job location that I'm unable to get there on time, and I end up paying more money with the voucher than without, because I always had to pay extra for every minute that I was late. So our daycare center is going to pull that stunt to get the voucher, what the government's paying them, and make it so that you could only go to the zone area like they do public schools. So I'm kind of curious to know how they're going to go about this. Is this truly free, or is this a way for them to do people like they do with what's going on right now when we have, okay, you got to take the bus and it keeps raising. So now the people who already fucking pay taxes got to pay extra because now there's a hike in pricing. Like, what is the gimmick? And I hate to be this way, but I'm just like, I hope the other shoe doesn't drop. I hope this is not a way for New Mexico to get more money out of parents saying, okay, I'm giving something for free, but in order to get this free thing, you are going to be restricted to a certain zone. You're going to be restricted to, okay, if you can't pick up your child at this time, now you're going to have to pay double the. I just hope it's not that case. I really hope, and I'm praying that this is truly free. No attachments. No, okay, you have to go on some registry and put your name in as getting the option for free. No, that you have to put this on taxes and pay a certain portion. I don't want none of that shit because every time something's free, um, American people have to pay for it. And if something is really wrong, it just so happens that my culture is the face of why something couldn't work or why people are supposedly taking advantage of the situation when this is a project for everyone. I want it to be truly free. And that's all I have to say about this project that they're having now.
Uh, I don't said like I said. I don't said in the beginning. I'm with both of y'all. I'm on a line of I hope this works so other people can follow. Just so like we can maybe get out of this maybe capitalistic mindset to have more of a village mindset. Because if we say we the greatest country, if we're the greatest country in the world, like I feel like we need to act like it. I feel like we need to act like it. We're not just saving
That
face.
part.
Yeah, we're not just saving face. Just not just saving face. We just actually doing what we say we doing. It's like being a man of their word. That's how I feel. That's that's how I feel about that. So, any last words before we move on to our final topic?
No, I just
Yeah.
wanted to
Oh, go
follow
ahead.
up on what Crystal was saying. So I'm reading this from an article on Reuters. So, and I quote: "To achieve a fully universal system, New Mexico must create nearly 14,000 more child care slots and recruit 5,000 educators, according to its Democratic-run government. The state is establishing a 12.7 million low-interest loan fund to construct and expand child care facilities. It is also increasing reimbursement rates to providers that pay entry-level staff a minimum of $18 per hour above the state's $12 hour minimum wage and offer full-time care. Nearly 18% of New Mexicans live below the poverty line, according to the U.S. Census, making it one of the poorest states, slightly larger in area than the United Kingdom with only 2.1 million people. The state will fund universal health care, estimated to cost $600 million annually, largely with interest in its early childhood education and care fund. The fund has grown to around $10 billion, primarily from oil and gas taxes, since it was set up in 2020. The sector generates about half of that total state revenue. It will also draw from larger trust fund and seek appropriations from the Democratic-controlled state legislature. So I hope that gives you a little bit more context. I can send you the article if you would like, but according to this article, they do have the money to do this, right?
Okay.
And half of the
Okay.
money, yeah, and half of the money is coming from what it says tax and oil and gas taxes that was set up in
Okay.
2020. So I guess the other half is just going to come from like normal operations and stuff like that. Again, they're
Right.
taking out a loan of about 12.7 so that they can hire people, they can expand more child care facilities and so on and so forth. So it's going to
Oh,
end up like paying for itself as time goes on.
that's beautiful. That is beautiful. And while they're at it, they need to get on the ball of making maternity leave for the male as well. and not make it only 3 weeks. They need to make it like 2 years with job security attached while getting paid, or up to 6 months while getting paid with job security, because maternity leave is a joke in America and that needs to change. And I have yet to see a president actually change that. It's no reason why women in Germany get to not have to go back to work until after they have the children, after they spend time with them, and the male have the same rights to have maternity leave. But here, we literally only have 3 weeks. I lost my job after having a child. They kept calling me every week. When are you coming back? Do you have FMLA? Like shit like that. So if they can get on the ball with that too, that would be lovely.
Yo, I couldn't be a woman. I couldn't be.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Again, I just want this to be a domino effect, right? I want other states to get in on this. And what I also want too is for other states to assist each other into getting to that point too, because it's just going to benefit the entire country. Now, it is very sad that it's taken all this time for us to get here, but at the same time, like, I'm gonna, champion every single endeavor that is there to ensure that at the very least we're making progressive change that we need. What's up, Clarence?
What's going on? How's everybody doing?
New Mexico and its free universal child care initiative.
Was good. For those who don't know, Clarence is also Shining Wolf. So that's, if y'all try to figure that out, that's also Shining Wolf. So was good. Was good, Clarence.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
like his microphone is off for some reason.
Nah, it's muted.
He's probably muted.
That we were doing our final words on the topic, but I mean, yeah. I mean, do you have anything to say about New Mexico and their universal child care?
No, I didn't even know about that, honestly. Sounds interesting, though. Sounds like something that we should try to do.
Mind you, it is the 48th poorest state in the country.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, if every state can do this, just like they did marijuana, well, not every state, but the majority of states, that would be beautiful. And people could actually be okay, not have to. I literally, back in the day, I was only making 1,000. My husband at the time was only making 500, and our daycare was 600 for 2 kids alone, and that was Vegas.
600.
So I was literally paying two rents basically.
Yeah,
and the car and all that stuff. Like, it was painful. But if they could do free childcare, and especially for young parents, that's beautiful. They do not need to be attacked for having a child.
They want to get people's birth rates up. Then they need to have some support. That's one way. That's one way to do it.
Yeah, but the problem with that is there's people in America with the mentality that it's a handout. It's a handout, so people aren't allowed to have it because how dare you get help when I had to struggle all my life?
But I guess the birth rate's just going to be suffering with that attitude. Because I know there's a lot of people aren't having kids if they don't feel like they can afford to take care of it and themselves as well. All this complaining about.
It's a mentality that needs to die. I'm just saying it's a mentality that needs to die.
Yeah, all this complaining about, the birth rates are low. People aren't having kids. People aren't having kids because they can't afford it. They can barely afford themselves. And they can't afford to have kids because kids' health care costs too. And everything else that comes with having a kid.
You think they would learn from John Q?
So I guess they just think that people should just have kids and bear and grit poverty and stuff like that. But that's not going to happen because it's not just America where that's an issue. It's an issue in Korea. It's an issue in Japan as well.
Huge issue in Korea.
Yeah, who knows where else? It's like a first world country.
Italy. Italy is also struggling with that. A whole bunch of European countries. The UK is especially suffering that. The only real places that aren't really suffering that is South America and Africa.
And those places, though, culturally, like you said, they share their food with the community, not just their neighbor or their friends. It's like a different culture out there. Like, even when I was being raised in Brooklyn, even though my family was struggling with me and my cousins, we still could knock on the door and say, hey, you got 2 eggs? Or my grandmother was a seamstress. She would mend any clothes that my friends needed. If she saw a boy walking down the street and he's a neighbor in the neighborhood, she would say, hey, how you got that hole there? Let me take it upstairs. And it's a different way, and it's not that way anymore. So the adults that do think before they have kids, it's a very stressful time for them. And if they can bring that damn childcare to all the states, I think it would be a little less. It would be more manageable. I'll keep it at that, because children are expensive either way you want. Correct. Nobody wants to have to think twice about, do I pay rent or do I just live off the government, because fuck this. Every time you're breaking even, why would you work? Why would you work? So, it's bad.
Yeah, literally that right there. Thank you for fucking saying that, because that has been my point for the longest. What is the incentive of working if I pay my rent and all my money's gone?
No, I literally had to look at my husband and I said, who has the better job? It's me. So I will work the jobs, you stay home. I told him that. I literally just looked at him one day and said, we can't keep doing this. We literally had $100, and I forgot I was paying $30 at the time because I was on this program for less utilities. And we didn't even break even. I literally had $50 every month. Did I want to cry? Yeah. So that's when I started getting 3 jobs at a time. And we realized that's the only way for it to work back then. But I'm telling you, if they could bring the childcare, see, I think a lot of people would be less fucked, so to speak.
Damn. Oh man. Also, we got on the YouTube, we got a comment from D Wolf, and he said Black Raven has been hanging around me too long. So
what the? Okay.
Shout out to D Wolf.
Shout out.
I said I'll let y'all handle that one. Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
I'm gonna leave and then come back because I'm switching to my phone. But go ahead.
Okay. Okay, Clarence. This is more or less of a do you care? I don't know, but do you care that? And Chris, you can answer this too. But how Xbox has been raising their prices up to, like, for their Game Pass, like $30 a month, and people are basically saying like Xbox has lost the consequence. Do you care about any of that?
I know I'm probably not going to get Xbox Pass. That's what I know. I mean, I care about the price of things going up. I do. I care about that, and it's going to make it's personally. It's going to make me make tighter decisions on what type of games I buy. Because nowadays I don't really buy a lot of AAA games because of the pricing. 2, that's number 1. But number 2, the lack of imagination in a lot of these games. So I kind of like more frugal with how I spend money on games. I buy indie now, mostly.
Yo, you would be proud of me. I have not bought NBA 2K this year.
NBA 2K. You buy it every year?
Yeah, I usually get it every year, but it's like, I don't buy. But it was at that point I wasn't buying a lot of games, so I was playing the more free to play games like Apex, and I don't even play Fortnite, but I did play a lot of Tekken 7, but I had the game and I had the season pass already, so it was just like most of the game. I wasn't even getting none of the AAA games either, even when I had the PlayStation, like Spider-Man and The Last of Us, and Hell, shoot. How do you feel? Shoot, how do you even feel that like Xbox exclusives is now on PlayStation?
Xbox exclusive be on PlayStation. That's crazy. That's how I think that's how you know that Xbox is not really focused on competing anymore. They're just they're trying to be the next Sega. They're trying to I think eventually they're going to end up ditching the console or have like the console be like a poor man's PC, and they're just going to be mostly focused on doing video games on multi-platform.
I thought that, yeah, I had that same feeling. It's like, because it's just like, it's weird to see Halo on a PS5.
Yeah, a lot of Xbox fans was very salty about that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They feel like they act like they portrayed they was portrayed by Microsoft.
Yeah. Yo, I got people who still Xbox fans is talking about, hey man, you need to get yourself an Xbox. I was like, why? Y'all have no games.
All right. You can play it on PlayStation now, or play it on PC.
Yeah. I was
Which
like,
PC I get because PC is still Microsoft at the end of the day. Especially if you got Microsoft Windows and stuff.
yeah, but I don't have to pay $30 a month to fucking get the internet. By the way, Father, I know you just came back. That was our Do You Care? Do you care that Xbox that raised their prices up to $30 a month and they're raising the prices of their was it Xbox Series X and all
I
that stuff?
mean, it's the sign of a dying breed. So
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
they it's
I think
it's
we're about to go
and
away.
it's a self-inflicted gunshot wound anyway. So they just gonna have to hold that because all that stupid shit that you was doing is coming back to bite you in the ass. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. That's just simply what it is. You can't do business like that. You feel what I'm saying? And then on top of that, they also announced that they're getting out of the console space and they're just going to release another glorified. So they're going to release an Xbox model that's based on PC architecture for like over 1K. And it's essentially supposed to be like an Xbox PC. And I mean, it's cool, but I don't think it's really going to do anything to help that brand, only just simply due to the fact that they're trying to spread their IPs and their intellectual and their shit like as much as possible so that they can return a profit. Because as you can see, I mean, people still play Xbox. Like it's not dead, but they just made a lot of dumbass decisions. So yeah.
Well, what intellectual properties though? Like they produced that Ninja Gaiden 4 game that came out. They produced Halo, Gears. Whenever the next time they make another Gears game, whenever that will be, they are coming out with one. Gears. They need more. They need to focus on building up more attractive IPs. Really, I think.
Look,
We
yeah,
about the
but it's
strength of
still
the IPs.
yeah, but even with that, it still won't help them because there's the PC market. You know what I'm saying? And if there's the PC market, niggas can just pirate.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I'm saying? So
You
it's
could
just like,
pirate. You could pirate, or you just buy the games off of Steam because they have a lot of those games they have on Steam.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
Like for me, pirating is coming back. I'm telling you, pirating is coming back with the especially since you don't really own your games anymore. Like they could shut the game down at any time they want to, and have done it with like several games, like The Crew. And have done it, yeah. People are going to go back to pirating because back in the day, like 10 years ago, people were pirating because they didn't really have good access to different games and stuff. But now we're going back to not having like permanent access to our library that we purchased. So I think people are gonna go back to pirating stuff and doing the what were those? They were cracks. There was a name for it where you get to like put it in the folder of the game, and then it will like allow you to play it illegally.
You
They
mean
were like
like
cracks or something they
Street
call
Fighter
it.
when they called it a crack beta?
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah,
it's called cracked.
yeah, it was like they would close the beta. People would put like some type of like uh, a file in there to play it, even though you're not technically supposed to be playing it.
Yeah.
But what is Xbox? What is Xbox adding to their Xbox Pass service that is causing it to be more expensive? Like, what are they adding to? Are they
They're
adding
just
to it?
nothing.
Nothing.
They're just increasing the price. It's a price increase.
Just the price increase. No extended
Just a price increase.
library.
If
That's
anything,
crazy. That's crazy work.
if anything, the stuff
Give me money, nigga.
If anything, the stuff you used to get, they're putting that higher. But this, and then like the original price is like the now it's like basic and not premium, but like a little bit of extra. It's just like, yeah, it's just them being greedy.
Well, everything's increasing. Like the PlayStation price increased. I heard that the original Switch price has increased. Xbox has increased. Games themselves, like individual games, has increased. Like they went from $60 to 70,
80
and $70 to 80. Yeah, $70 to 80. Like goddamn Donkey Kong, not Tropical Freeze. Bonanza cost $80.
Yo ho. That's all I'm saying.
Pirates, yeah, that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. And I don't even know why Sonic All-Star, no Sonic, what's that game? The new racing game.
Yeah, the new racing game.
Yeah, I don't know why that costs $70. It's not even AAA quality. That game looks like a glorified. It looks like a glorified Xbox 360 game for real. I saw the Persona.
And it's so funny because Sonic All Stars Racing was an Xbox 360.
Yeah, it looks pretty much the same graphical quality as that. It just got higher res textures. That's pretty much it. Like they put the Shinobi dude in there, they can just grab him from Transform and put him in Crossworlds, and it be just pretty much just about the same quality. Just up-res the textures. So I like things like that. I don't know why that costs $70 when it's not AAA quality. If you're charging me $70 to $80 for a game, it better be AAA quality, high-end polygons, modern graphics, the whole nine. I don't want to pay I want to pay premium dollar for a game that looked like it came out in 2011.
Especially since there are larger games than that have been made that you can get for $30.
Yep.
Right. Exactly.
You can get fan-made games for free that are much better than AAA games. Shout out Ring Racer.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Like I know Nintendo is going to charge you. If they make another 2D Donkey Kong or 2D Yoshi, they're going to charge you $60. You can get Shinobi Art of Vengeance on Steam or pretty much any system for only like $30.
Yeah, I mean, both Nintendo and Sony are charging. Both Nintendo and Sony are charging separate charges just to play the classic game.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I said, fuck that shit. Hell no. That's for them new niggas.
Yeah, I'm going indie. I'm buying indie games because they got a lot of indie games that are emulating the big IPs like Resident Evil. You got IPs that are starting to emulate Mario and Banjo-Kazooie and stuff like that. So those are my type of games anyway. So I'm about to start going to them.
You sent me one of them too, and I was having fun on that one. It's like a 2D Mario game, but it was like two people. It was like one can jump high, the other one can roll. I forgot what it was called, but
yeah. Oh, ukulele.
Not ukulele. It was something else. But
oh yeah,
but it was.
They didn't get this shit together.
Yeah, it was fun. But yeah, damn.
and then these games, the game studios, they lack imagination. They mimicking a whole bunch of other games, and the art direction isn't even that good. The art direction is kind of gray and brown. I'm like, do I really need these games? I don't need these games. I played them already, but underneath another name.
I think there's too many Souls games out. There's too many Souls-like games.
Too many Souls games, yes. And roguelike. Everything's becoming a roguelike. They got a beat 'em up roguelike. I'm like, why do I need a beat 'em up roguelike? Pretty much when you fail, you got to go back to the beginning.
Damn. Oh shoot. All right. On to our last topic. And are y'all familiar with the Twitch streamers Zoe Spencer and Nina Lem? Lynn?
No.
Okay. All right.
Explain.
All right. I don't know if you heard this story about because I think it was following along the lines of this at TwitchCon. Some girl got her.
This one. Okay, I know what this is. Go ahead.
Yeah, she got sexually assaulted at the TwitchCon, and then next thing you know, something that happened in February got these two Twitch series banned. So this is basically y'all can see my screen, right? Make sure.
Okay.
All right, just making sure. All right.
No.
Oh no! I don't think he wants to.
Yeah.
You good, bro. Stop crying, bro. You too tough for that now. Well, I'm not gonna lie. You're not too tough to cry. It's okay to let her out. But you good, bro. You hurt?
You saved me, Sophie. Like, I'm not even joking. You saved me.
I love you, dog.
You saved me.
Shit, you never think about what Saeed's thinking too, though. Like, who wants to walk around being called that? That's embarrassing for him as a guy.
You ain't see Saeed today?
No, I was looking for him. I was looking everywhere for him.
How you trying to patch that up?
I think he came out.
No, he was here. But I didn't see him at all. I saw him one time and he disappeared.
No, the moment I came with Riot, he wasn't here.
But she always on them.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Saeed. Come here. I got you. Saeed, come here.
So you can't. So you can't.
He's 23. He's consensual.
No, he's not consensual.
Yes, he is.
He's not even saying nothing.
He likes it. Yeah, give.
Oh no! I don't think he wants to.
Yeah, stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. Hold on. Hold on. Sit down.
Yo.
Here, sit down. Sit down.
You remind me of that one.
All right. For context, the person they twerked over, he is a virgin, 23, 24-year-old virgin, and that got both of those, the black girl and that Asian girl, them two, they got him banned for Twitch for that. So, I wanted to get your thoughts on that. Whoever want to go first.
I told y'all the consciousness is rising. I told y'all not about to get away with a lot of that shit you was getting away with before. And yeah, the double standard here is not applied here because they got punished for making someone very uncomfortable in a sexual manner. Now, twerking, you know what I'm saying, in itself is seen as like a sexual thing. So you can't just be doing that on anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you had a girlfriend and your girlfriend was twerking on another nigga, you wouldn't be happy. So I feel like this is justified. I feel like this is a pretty open and shut case. We saw them twerking on him. We saw his reaction. He was deeply uncomfortable. And that's it. It don't matter if niggas is like, oh man, that's a bitch ass nigga. Why you crying out? I'm like, bro, not everybody is like that, bro. Not everybody is like that. You feel me? So I mean, pretty simple, open shut to me.
I mean, that is that does fall underneath the guise of sexual harassment. They was putting their booty in his face and on him, and or on him, and he ain't like it. So, and he was visibly not liking it. So, yes, I agree with Father. It's pretty open and shut.
Thankful that this finally got the recognition of this. This is not the first time that I've seen something like this happen. I've seen it growing up. I've personally told my son that if any girl kisses him, if any girl whine on him, that he don't want that. If anything happens with a female that you did not want to fucking happen, tell me immediately. I've had a situation where these girls was trying to pull down my son's pants, okay? Because they're playing around, right? What I teach my daughter is the same thing I teach my son. Yeah, these bitches they're bitches. These bitches thought that it was cool to pull down my son's pants, and he's like holding his weight. Like look, the way that my daughter described it, because they won't go to the same school, was fucking ridiculous. The next day I went to the school. I told them exactly what took place. They did not take it serious, so I started making a paper trail. It got all the way to the Board of Education. Then the school wanted to fucking jump in. So yeah, I'm glad that this shit took place and they got banned. That's exactly what needs to happen more often. Um, so yeah, that's ridiculous, because think about it. If the girl don't even know how to walk up properly and she bouncing on him and stuff and something happens down there, then what? Is it still funny? And he needs to get the friends that was just there watching him get like pulled. He needs to get rid of them. They were looking at him and doing nothing but laughing. What kind of shit is that? Those are not true friends. So yeah, I'm glad that that shit happened. It needs to happen more often, and that's all I got to say about that.
Well, the norm is that guys always want it. But we in 2025 right now, and you can't assume that every guy wants it. Because you just don't know people's mindset. You don't know where they at. You don't know if they're a gooner like that. So it's time that a message was sent, and people act accordingly to that. Don't just assume because he's a dude that he wants your cooch all up in his face. That may not be the case.
I'm selling cooch. I'm selling cooch.
Why did that song pop in my head? Why you had to sing it, Ray? Why you? That's a ridiculous song.
But okay,
that is fucking funny, man.
because he said cooch, I was like, damn.
I'm selling cooch.
I'm selling cooch. But on this, honestly, this made me. It was like, cause one, I'm surprised that they banned them, because I know sometimes, and I've seen worse, where like women have actually had sex on Twitch and they just got like what, a 24-hour ban, and they was let on, or like they just got their account suspended for a couple of days and they was got on, and people was like, and I've seen like men, they like don't even do much, and then they get banned for like a week or a month or something like that. So the fact that they put the hammer on this, and like, it's good, because that means justice was served. So that shows you that actually people are actually give a damn about male sexual assault. So that is all is a good thing. This is one, and it also made me realize that like I still got some old toxic, old head gooner things that I need to get out of my system fully. Because don't get me wrong, if this was my kid, lock him up, lock him up. You get the full extent of the law. And if that had happened to me, I don't think I'd have, it shouldn't wouldn't have phased me. But then again, it didn't happen to me. It happened to him. And like even then, like the old head in me is just like, you really cried off of that shit? Because it was like, he reminded me of, y'all seen that episode of Simpsons when Waylon Smithers went to the strip club and they was dancing on him. He was like,
Oh, I'm pretty sure that was a meme that people shared in the comment section.
I've seen that.
A lot.
Yeah, because his eyes, he's covering his eyes with his hands, and there's a stripper with a full thong of ass in his face.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was like, damn, you look like Waylon Smithers right now. But also, it was just like, it's one of those things where, and I've said this, and Like I'm still the problem because it's just like it took me all to get. It's like you really crying over that shit, nigga. It's like, it's, but I know that I can't be like that because some people are not like me or others. Some people are real sensitive and real precious about their self worth and all that other stuff. So you like
The
you gotta
sexuality.
yeah. So I can't. So I have to make sure I don't want to. I don't want to be that toxic dude because I know it's also done psychologically fucked up a lot of dudes' heads, and most men don't even know it, and that's why a lot of dudes are kind of like real sexual beings and gooners or some shit like that because shit like people we was always saying like fathers and Clarence said like back in your head, you really wanted that shit. You know you wanted that shit, nigga. Like, nigga, you had two girls twerking on you that was looking good. You wanted that shit, little nigga. Stop fronting. And in the back of your head, it's like, nah, this shit really fucking my head up. Like, it's the same thing I said about like teachers that was having sex with students, and it was just like, if this was my child, oh no, you getting the full extent in the law, and I'm making sure you get locked up. But if that shit happened to me, I'd have been like, "What's up?" And I was like, "I need to get that." It's like I need to get that out my system because you as me as an adult, I do have to set the standards and set the like that shit is not cool. And yes, you're right. If that was on the other foot, they'd have got dragged. They would have been called creeps, monsters, pedophiles, you name it. If they were dudes doing that to a woman, oh yeah, they'd have been put under the jail. Damn near put under the jail. So
So if
yeah,
it was a if it was a if it was a woman, if it was a dude Magic Michael on a woman on a podcast, she didn't invite that stuff. You know, they've been getting dragged down the trail.
yeah, yeah. So again, I'm glad that people are looking at because it does psychologically fuck a lot of males up because like it's like most of the dudes they really didn't want it. They didn't even know what was going on, but and especially like sometimes that shit do ruin their lives. And I'm like, let me get that immature. So I was like, I have to check myself and go, I need to get that immature thought out my head. I need to get that um immature as logic out my head because that's not going to benefit me in the future. Like this kid was assaulted. We need to treat it as such, and like have some give them the consequences that they have. Now, again, Twitch has been very hypocritical about this shit. But like I said, I know this was coming off the shit that happened in TwitchCon that obviously Father knows about, and like that shit was wild in itself. So, um, so yeah, it's just like it shows that I still got like some toxic things that I want to basically exercise out my body because I feel like that's not needed in this time of day in this future, and we do need to grow up. Um, and I'll land there. Anybody else got something to say?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Crystal.
I'm sorry. My AirPods went out, so I had to keep raising the phone to hear who's speaking and who's not. So forgive me. But all I gotta say is that growing up, if a guy had an innocence to him, you can tell. At least I could tell. So I was very careful what I do around him, and I think that a lot of girls, especially when they're young, need to learn how to respect guys' boundaries. Um, Especially if you could spiritually see, okay, he's never been with a girl before, not make fun of him, not judge him for being a virgin, embrace it. Because I don't know much guys that don't fall under the peer pressures of, oh, I have to have sex. No, sir, you have to protect your seed at all times. And if you, the longer you protect it and you tell me, oh, I'm 24 and I'm gonna respect that versus being taught that if a guy doesn't know what to do, then he's not a man. If we can just change that, then we wouldn't have situations where it's two girls holding the boy down and twerking on him, and then the other guys around him is laughing like it's fucking funny. Like I said, let it be my son. It's the reason I have 3 girls. Three girls and 9 nieces. It would not be fucking pretty. They would get more than a band from my family. But that's a threat, and I can't do that on the stage. But it needs to not happen, and protect a guy's innocence at all costs, including women. But it should be more out there to protect the seed. Is just as important as a girl, a little girl.
Yeah, I know there's like there's always been like a cultural norm to try to force a man to be what a stereotypical man is supposed to be. Try to force him to be. Can I say pussy hungry on YouTube? Is that?
You can say it.
Will that get you demonetized?
Only in the
be
first.
pussy
What they say?
hungry.
Only in
So
the first 2 minutes. It's like only in the first, and we are hours in. We're 2.5 hours in. You're good.
okay. Okay, but so if he acts like kind of like timid when it comes to like sexuality, especially in regards to women, they usually find it funny if they kind of like break him into sexuality. That's a common like tease or thing I've seen people do over the years. But as we all know, that would not be acceptable the other way around. So it shouldn't be acceptable here. And also, I know this been like a trend. There's been like a trend of men not being so pussy stars as men of yesteryear. Have y'all noticed that too? Especially online. I don't know how often you would run into that in real life, like in person, but I noticed it online a lot.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Father, will Mark count? Because he had what I call that fuck that bitch phase. After he done got out that relationship, he was like, fuck these bitches.
I mean, yeah, I would put him in there, but his wasn't out for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he actually went through the shit to say that. So he did it for a justified reason. And he didn't even do it to talk down on women. He just did it because he had experiences with women as a man. And you know what I'm saying? As a result of those experiences, that's what he was about.
Yeah, because
You know,
that girl did put her. I love her to death, but she did put that boy through a ringer. She put that boy through
why
the
you so damn evil?
Oh,
I don't think he was acting when he said that in that
no, he
movie.
wasn't. It was one time he choked her, and she was enjoying it. I was like,
Literally.
Some of these women freaks out here.
Yeah, I called her out on it.
Really.
I said, I know you was not smiling after this nigga done choked you.
They revel in the toxicity. They was molded by it.
Get it done.
Oh, you got it? Did already?
Yep.
All right. Any last words before we move on to our final thoughts? Okay. Justice is served. That's all I'm gonna just say. Justice is served. Okay. Now we are going into our final thoughts, and Clarence, aka Shiny Wolf, I'm gonna start with you.
Not a real man if you're not a gooner. It's like, no, I'm just joking.
Okay. I'll take that as your final thought. Crystal is on you.
If you're gonna do dumbass shit, be the best at it. Cause I'm tired of hearing about Dubai shit. I really am.
You already voted? I voted. Oh, you can't vote here. You're in Dumfries.
Yeah, I do it back in Williams middle school. That's where I voted.
I don't think fathers know he's muted.
I don't know. I don't think you know. Yeah, because I'm a little bit tired of hearing about Dubai and dumbass shit. And
Dubai?
for the yeah. And then as far as saving money, it doesn't matter what job you work, you're supposed to have a way to save it, even if it's $2, save your coins. But the goal is not to buy a house and buy a car. That shit depletes. The goal is to save enough so you can buy a franchise, so you can buy farmland, so you can buy something to make you more money. And I think a lot of people get lost in the sauce because, as you know, as we get older, inflation happens. So saving just to save and say you have $1 million, what's $1 million? And to save $1 million, you at least have to do it for 5 years, 700 $1,000. Who got that type of money to save? But like, let's keep it real. So the goal is to make enough money in like 30,000, 40,000 or more so that you can make more money off of that. Because saving is a joke, but making more money with the money you save is beautiful. And that's all I'm gonna say on that.
Okay. Father is on you.
I'm in the car, so I'm going to make this quick. It's great to see and hear Crystal again. That's my girl. Shout out to you.
Nice to see you too.
I voted, and that's it.
Okay. I'm a piggyback off of Father said. It is great to have you back, Crystal. Also, Clarence, it's good that you are here as well. You know, I appreciate y'all coming on here when y'all could. I know sometimes y'all busy, but so the fact that y'all can jump on here on the podcast, I'm always appreciative of y'all doing that. Um, also,
Thank you.
secondly, not exposing where I work at, but where I work at last weekend when I was at my job, I don't realize. Let's just say I'm in customer service, and I just realized something that it kind of amazes me about the human psychology and how some people just like living through life, and sometimes and we have I don't like with sometimes like lemmings or like sheep, people just follow things, right? So
Mhm.
at my job, there's like two where before people get on, there's two doors that's open, right? And everybody is just walking through the one door. And then even though you tell them, yo, there's another door open, you don't have to just walk into that one door, everybody still walks into that one door. And the funny thing is, the funny thing is, people were still trying to get out, and they was all still trying to walk through that one door. And
Wow.
I just sit back and it was just like, do people it was like I wonder like how many times we done just walk through the world on autopilot or just like we're just sheep and we just follow everybody that just runs through stuff and without even a second thought. Cause I'm not even gonna lie. There's even times where like I've gotten to work and I'm like, oh shit, I'm here already. And I don't even remember what's been going on for like throughout the day. So it's just like to me, it's like the human brain is interesting and how people just follow things and just like we inadvertently follow things and not really know. And like so, that's like I said, that's interesting, but it's scary at the same time because like there's another door there, and yet you're still trying to go into the same door. Well, you got something to say, Clarence?
Sound like how people follow trends and don't really be thinking critically about the trend that they're following.
Exactly.
So I would say, yeah, people are I would say, yeah, people are generally speaking followers, looking for someone else to lead the way.
Yeah. So with that case, shout out to the people. I would say because is I would say it's like 10%. Shout out to the 10% that really be thinking to themselves. Shout out to the people that be thinking outside the box, and shout out to the people can look at stuff and goes, I know there's a better way of just doing this than just this way, because I feel like those are the people that really keep the world moving. And sometimes no one believes you until you get have motion into it, and then people follow you behind. But you was the one that had that thought, and you was the one that. So shout out to all those people too that does that, and because I feel like y'all the reason people keep the world moving. Because I don't think no one, without some of these inventions we have, a lot of us would have just died off of some dumb shit.
Yep, it all came from people thinking outside the box.
Yeah. Yeah. It also made me think about like why we have signs like wet floor and one way street, because and then the funny thing is people still don't read those even though it tells you, and then they get mad when it's like it happens to them. It's like, what is wrong with you? There's literally a sign that says do not cross here. Why would you cross here? So yeah, the human the human brain is interesting.
Do you think it's because they are on their phone and not really paying close attention to their surroundings?
That is also true. And yeah, this is why every time I see a sunset, I take time to look at the sunset. I take time to look out at the sky. It's like, this is beautiful. And then you look around and people are on their phones. It's like,
Yeah, that's a red flag for me. If I'm gonna hang out with a friend and they stay on their phone, I never call them again.
All right, be in the moment. I see people walking down the street and they just in their phone, walking full speed. I'm like, you kind of be paying attention to what you're doing.
Speaking of that, okay, so I got this quick story. Ray, forgive
do
me.
you do you
I
do
was
you?
in my scrubs. I was in my scrubs and I was crossing the street, right? And this lady, she was on her phone crossing the street. Cars were about to come and she's just walking very slow. She almost got hit by a car and I couldn't help but laugh because I was always the one that laughed at funerals. I always laugh in awkward situations. But this time she really deserved me laughing because I'm tired of people crossing the street with their phone in their hand. And the fact that I had on scrubs, she was like, "You don't deserve to work in the medical field." I'm like, you know what? You're right. And you deserved to get hit by that car. And that's all I have to say because why? Why are you crossing the street with a phone in your hand? Literally. But I felt kind of bad after saying it, but
I
you
wouldn't.
know if you know.
Tell your dumbass
Natural
to,
selection,
yeah, pay attention. That's
Darwinism, the Darwin.
Darwinism. Yeah, tell your ass to pay attention. That's it. Matter of fact, what was it? You are worthy of them scrubs. You know why? Because dumbasses like them are the reason why you got them scrubs.
Yeah, they keep me in a job. That's sad.
You don't deserve to wear those shoes. I was like, maybe I do, because you was about to walk into that fucking car. But oh man, so as usual, I would like to thank the panel for jumping on here as usual. I would like to thank all y'all for listening to hear us talk our shit again. This is, you know what, let me just say podcast, and we are signing out. Peace.
Peace.